sometimes you hear horror stories about DJs being completely unmanageable or horrendous rider requirements and things like that. I haven't read anything like that about him per se. But I just thought it'd be funny if we could talk a little bit about how some DJs are perceived as kind of prima donnas. Have you got any nightmare stories that you want to share?
Well, there was the one from a couple of years ago that really blew up, not just in music press, but I'd say beyond that as well. I remember the Tab did an article about it, which is really just a testament. If the Tab does a news story about something, then it truly has reached the kind of monocultural level. But Jeremy Underground, who by all accounts had put up this persona of being, his name is Jeremy Underground.
Underground.
Yeah, exactly. So something called Saunagate happened. So basically a small Edinburgh promoter were putting on a party.
I remember this.
They were putting on a party and they booked Jeremy Underground. And then when it came to booking his accommodation, they booked him into quite an expensive 4-star hotel, but he didn't approve of it because it didn't have a gym and a sauna, so it wasn't a 5-star hotel. So he wanted a room at somewhere called the Sheraton Grand, where the room prices were £614 a night. That's where they begin. So essentially, it led to the promoters cancelling his set. The agent that Jeremy Underground was working with sent abusive messages. Some of those
they were really bad. I remember.
Well, I can read some out for you, Ollie. They're worse than I remember. I'll read them out with the kind of spelling mistakes and all in all their glory. So, I consider you as a fucker now. I'm going to bite you, and believe me, you are going to lose some blood. So and that email, 4 people are CC'd into it, and the screenshots. It's can you imagine opening up a CC'd email and it's some guy being like, I'm going to bite you now. Anyway, so it went viral, as I said, and even though this kind of stuff I think probably happens quite a lot, people were absolutely aghast that it happened, which is maybe a bit naive. But anyway, all this got me thinking about, as you say, DJ culture and the prima donnas. And there's a funny and maybe slightly oblivious way to illustrate this point. The 2015 film We Are Your Friends, Ollie. So to those of you who haven't seen it, it follows the DJ played by Zac Efron on his kind of frankly obscene journey towards success. We'll play
I've
a
seen
clip
the trailer
from
for this, yeah.
Yeah, I'll play you a clip from it. It also features Emily Ratajkowski, and really it has to be seen or heard to be believed.
Hey, this party's looking a little stiff.
So what are you saying? I need to amp it up?
I mean, you can try.
It's the DJ's job to get the crowd out of their heads and into their bodies. I like to start them off at about 125 beats per minute. Once you've locked onto their heart rate, you start bringing them up, song by song. 128 beats per minute, that's the magic number.
Yeah, so there you go.
Flipping heck, man.
I've never actually watched the whole film, so I'm judging it based on just some of the clips I've seen on YouTube, but wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, we aren't going to go into too much detail on that particular topic, but I know me and you, Ollie, have some good stories from various volunteering experiences at music festivals. So
yeah. What
kind of thing have you encountered with DJs?
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I remember we were working at a music festival in Detroit a few years ago, and we're in a kind of weird position to be looking through people's riders, trying to set things up. And I remember, I think Seth Troxler it was, they had all the kind of hospitality, all the hotel, whatever. Yeah. And then the weirdest thing was and along with the mixer and the turntables, I need a fresh, clean, white pair of socks at the back of the stage. Yeah. And I was kind of like, why do you need to change your socks during a set?
Yeah. But Seth Troxler is...
Yeah. But then there's some other ones that kind of, restore your faith in humanity. Like if I remember we had a little look through one of Honey's ones, and I was kind of thinking, if this has some bad stuff in it, then what am I going to do? Because he just seems like quite a lovely chap. He's always smiling. And funnily enough, on his rider, it said, a big, lovely smile would be appreciated when greeting at the airport or something like that.
That's so lovely. He's such a heartwarming guy.
Yeah. And then another one with Ben UFO was, just a few beers. If I'm playing longer than 4 hours, some bananas in a cereal bar. Straight up, what a legend.
Yeah, I mean, both of those, they just plays into exactly what I would expect Ben UFO and Hooney both to be like. So that's fantastic.
Stuff your white socks.
Exactly.